That is
if God
entirely
wants
up
me
to
to do
God.
recap.
Or,
I mean, am I giving the recap, or are
I
we
mean,
all giving the recap?
sorry?
Or are we all giving the recap?
I mean, I do have my notes open. So
Oh,
I guess I suppose I can. Um, I do have a question though. The book that Lucius gave Doll, was it on Caldora or Tarandel?
I believe it was on Terran.
It is, I believe, History of Caldera.
Oh, those two different answers.
I thought it was
I
Terran.
have Caldora in my notes, but I remember
It says History of Caldera.
Oh, there you go.
Caldora. Okay, that's good. Okay. So, we were last time just notified on Quinten's execution, and we started to hurriedly try to figure out if we should or shouldn't free this guy. We realized that even though Duke Woodsall would probably have all the info, he's hard to get to and probably with the royals or has something weird going on, seeing as he is an old elf working with Tarandel royals. And we were kind of joking around, and we were like, hey, it's fun to be on the run again. And Minnow got really mad at Doll, which is, I wrote in my notes, I fucked up. Oh god, I fucked up. Then
wait, what did Doll do?
Doll joked about how it was fun to be on, like, the run again, how it felt nice, and Minnow got mad at Doll and claimed that you got out, but some of us didn't, and then
Big
left.
oof.
Yeah, big oof. Ugh. So, and Minnow's definitely not going to help us with this, because according to Pia, Minolin is a worrywart, so, ooh. But Pia is willing to help us, get to places, and right before we decide to cut our losses, Sybil feels a burning in her pocket, which is the dice, which then kind of influences us to help him. So P is going to get us info on how to smuggle this guy out of here, and is going to meet us back at the Raven's Respite. Can't remember the name of the bar. Rook's Respite. Rook Respite. And we figure out that Romeo's hands can get us to the sewers. It's 5 gold an hour, so we're probably going to have to make use of that. And we decided to go up and get the vibe of the city, and while Sybil and Lucius scope out the execution platform, Lucius and Sybil bribe the guys building it very bluntly. So thank God you guys were disguised. Which also we have to figure out, because you guys said that to collapse the thing when someone steps on it, but people are going to be on it to set it up. So I don't know when it's going to collapse, if it's going to do when the first prisoner comes up, or if it's going to be the first guy that comes up, which is why I made those two plans.
We changed it so that just like the legs, it would just like shift.
But still, it was like when someone comes up, but like the executioner's going to be up there, probably some town crier is going to be up there, like, so we'll figure that out when we recap the plan.
Yeah, we don't know how much weight can go on it before it goes boop.
Yeah. So then
we just hope this carpenter's fine with getting paid.
Yeah. Anal goes and gets a air recon of the layout. While Doll goes shopping for some magic stuff, they buy a component bag. Pull off a scam, which was really fun.
Oh, the mirror scam.
Yeah, with I remember a while ago I made 2 fake IDs for someone named Jonah and someone named Josephine. So, then they head to the Bloody Thorn. They meet up with Elwindith, who they try to snoop on when Pia shows up. Turns out they do that very badly. And they discover that Pia and Elwindith know each other, and that Elwindith was Pia's mentor and an assassin, which is really nice. And that Rich is going to be smuggling out Quinten for us. He runs a warehouse near there, and we can bribe him for access. It is in the bottom right-hand building of the map. And possibly people are being held there because when Anal went through and did air recon, it seemed that people were being split up all over the city, which is going to make our job harder. So we meet back up, and we hear from, I think, Pia, that there are rumors of the Cold Fire Heart making an appearance there, which is also going to make our job way easier. And via the mirror that Dahl stole, Dahl scries on Quinten. And it's blurry because his cell is made out of anti-magic stones, but we can see him. He looks, I have here, shitty and alone. Which, speaking of, I wanted to know if he was wearing anything identifiable, because if they have their heads covered, we kind of are also fucked. Dahl also turns Jesse into a bird, so Anal can have backup and he's not alone. And then, where did I put my notes for our plan? So, plan as follows is we ask P to give Rich a heads up and bribe him into smuggling Quinten into Everacre, I think we decided.
Yeah.
And so we would meet them there and hopefully to babysit him, which would probably be an extra expense so he doesn't do whatever he's going to do. And then I'm going to give Anal Stone of Far speech because Dahl has message now. And Jesse's backup, and we have that cost alarm system. Sybil and Dahl will head into the crowd disguised as humans or someone just there. Lucius is ready with the polymorph spell, I think probably by Rich's warehouse, so you don't have to crawl or run from the sewer to the warehouse while shit's going down. And then the stage thing, we have those two. If it does collapse when prisoners are on it, then it'll collapse in confusion. Hopefully Sybil can maybe start a fist fight. Dahl will set the stage on fire, inducing panic and hopefully making the guards distracted. Dahl will run up to Quinten, dispel him, dimension door him to Lucius. He can hit him with the polymorph. We can get him into Rich's warehouse and do a handoff, and then we cut and run into the sewers. And then we have drinks with Minolin, and everything's fine, and they're friends still. So stuff to note, and I'll contract the guard move-ins as well as sort of scan to see for Coldfire Heart. But since he can't really talk and Dahl can't really understand him anymore, we have a cost system. So 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for all clear, and 4 for trouble, which is probably for guards picking up on our location, or maybe if Coldfire Heart is going to start some trouble. So if the Coldfire Heart does make a big ruckus...
Start with 4.
Huh?
Just the whole time. Just 4 calls. Every
please don't, because that's going to mess us up.
What was 3 calls again?
All clear.
All clear.
So...
I know. So Anal has a Stone of Far speech. Were you saying that Sybil also has one? Cause
yeah, you have the other.
I don't remember having it.
You have it because you tried to call or use it before you guys went into the bad place. And Dahl was half asleep and couldn't hear you.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So me and but fuck, Anal's just gonna be able to caw into it, but it'll just leave that.
So
Okay.
You're not going to be able to use it as a bird, but if you wild shape out or are forced to wild shape out, you will have a way to contact us if you're split from the group. So basically, if the worst case scenario, we have to split up, which we're hopefully not going to, we have a way to contact each other.
Okay.
Because the Stone of Far Speech will work within a mile, and message works within 120 feet.
Okay.
Which, if we can play telephone with Dahl and Lucius, then we can expand that radius. If we get followed, if we're about to get arrested, done. We're out. Done. And
do you have like a rendezvous?
Well, I had said Bloody Thorn, but we also don't want to implicate them.
Yeah.
We
But
should be outside the city.
well, we don't know how to. The city's huge, and we're gonna be like in the center. So getting outside of the city is going to, one, take us using the sewers, which we don't really know. And I don't know if we know a meeting point outside of the city.
I mean, I can meet you on the other side.
Yeah.
Sewers should probably be the meeting point, and we just need to find somewhere in there.
Yeah, so we should probably prepay Ramia for like 6 hours of service.
Wait, so are we planning on like leaving exactly like after this? You know, like, or are we
planning to leave that night with Minolin? He's gonna sneak us out. Because he will probably know a safest way to get us out of the city without being noticed or followed. Oh, and if Quinten is resistant, hopefully Sybil can like show her face to him. But the thing is, if he's resistant, he's not going to be able to be dimension doored. But also, it's that or death. So hopefully, he'll choose
if he's resistant,
life.
Maybe I'll just give him a little tap in the spine, knock him out.
Yeah, which is also a pretty good idea.
A persuasive handshake.
God's like, no.
I'm telling you. You lay his hand down on the table.
No.
And if he's not wearing anything so in case that I thought of this, like I have it in the notes thing. If their heads are covered, we won't be able to know which one he is unless he's wearing something recognizable, which I'm assuming he's not because he's a prisoner. So if we don't know which one he is, Sybil can probably yell for him, and hopefully he'll like look up or try to find the source, and Dahl can figure out which one is him.
That seems a bit risky.
A bit what?
That seems a bit risky.
I mean,
He's gonna like yell his name, and then no one's gonna be like, "Who's yelling his name?" You know.
So I mean, but how else would we know? Plus, we're not gonna look like ourselves.
Can't someone like tell? Won't the die like shake or something?
No. The thing is, like, we don't know. So.
Dahl, do you still have Identify? Can you cast that on him?
I don't have Identify. I wish I had Identify. Yeah, the only spells I have are, but I also only have 2 spell slots. So I can only basically use Dispel Magic and Dimension Door once. So I can't like Dimension Door to him and then Dimension Door away, because then I won't be able to dispel his tracker. Which sucks.
What are your cantrips right now? Or not cantrips?
My cantrips are Eldritch Blast, Prestidigitation, Control Flame, Mage Hand, True Strike, Toll the Dead, Vicious Mockery, Message, and Create Bonfire.
You took Vicious Mockery.
I did.
Very character driven.
Barbed word.
It's I had the Magic Initiate feat, so I took up some bard stuff.
Oh my god.
Alina, whenever Dahl says bless your soul or like bless your heart, it's -2 hit points.
Yeah. Yeah, so but 2 spell slots is really kicking my ass right now. I mean, I have a level 1 for Healing Word, so if anyone goes down, then yeah. So that's what I have. Hopefully we don't die, and hopefully it turns out excellent and perfect and works out. But I think for now, we need to ask Pia to not only get Rich to smuggle him, but to babysit him. Because I don't trust this man.
Rich is about to get rich.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, Rich is too convenient. Like I don't know where this guy came from.
Yeah,
He's gonna buy a whole wagon off of our money.
But then we can meet him in Everacre, and then we can get to interrogating, which I also have notes on, but that's for later.
Torture notes.
Yeah, we have to get the
He
boy.
literally was complicit in the destruction and
we're going
murder
off for
of
sure.
Dahl's town.
Oh my gosh.
Dahl's angry.
It's a big inconvenience for him. Very big inconvenience. He's gonna hear it.
But he has information, which is the whole reason we're doing this in the first. And
No, we're thankful. Oh.
So this is, I don't know. But he has info that I know that Dahl wants, which would be helpful. So, anyone else have anything?
Where?
And hopefully, no one is dying from hubris. And Mike's gone. He died from hubris.
Dead hubris.
I also have notes on how we're going to interrogate Quinten, but I'm going to just say that Sybil probably can't be in the room. So.
Oof.
Yeah, so that's what I have.
So you guys are sitting in the Rook's Respite discussing your plan in one of the closed hidden alcoves.
Yes.
Roleplay
Pia?
from here.
Is Pia here?
No.
No, okay.
She has given you a piece of paper with some runic magic written onto it. She said all you need to do is speak the password to get in, and the password is apple bottom. Whoever has the piece of paper and says that will open the door to Rich's cellar.
Okay. And then, okay, so, hear me out. Lucius, can we get the map to, or I guess we're not there, so we can't really have it. You're ready to be by the cellar, right? So do you want this piece of paper?
Oh, no,
I think Lucius is frozen.
I also.
So I'm just gonna slide it to Lucius's catatonic body.
He's just slowly taking his drink.
Yeah.
Looking around.
Before
He
Lucius
nods
takes
slightly.
the paper, I'm like, shouldn't we like see how much Rich is gonna cost us? Because I don't know if we should probably make sure every part of the plan is gonna go well.
I think we'll be fine. If not, I have money. He's gone. I have money. We also have money in the bag that we've been saving for important decisions. So I think we'll be okay. And if not, favors work well in seedier parts of town. So,
So we should talk to. Wait. P already smoothed it over with Rich, right? Or did she not?
Yeah, it is 100 gold ahead.
Ahead? Oh, we're fine.
That is a lot cheaper than Sybil thought it was going to be.
And we're only doing one, but it's the babysitting part that might be a little more issue. But if he doesn't, I can always scry on him.
So, just as a logical aspect of this, Rich runs a smuggling gig in Caldora, not a babysitting gig in Everacre. So after you guys kind of talk about it and think about it, you're like, that's probably not going to work.
Okay. So,
He is the passage, not the respite.
Do we know if he's going to get him to
travel?
Will we have to meet him outside of Caldora, or can we meet him in Everacre, or do we not know?
Who, Rich?
No, with Quinn.
Oh, Everacre's way too far
You misunderstand.
away.
Rich is not even going to be near this incident.
Rich isn't going.
Ah, okay.
You are merely using the passageway in his cellar to escape.
Take Quinten with us wherever we go.
Gotcha. Okay, we are going.
What you do with your smuggled persons or items is up to you after.
So we also need to find Minoline, because he's gonna know the safest way for us to smuggle, because that's what he does for a living. living.
We know where Minnow's smuggling us to?
Outside.
Just the edge of the Splinterwood, or?
I think outside Caldora.
Probably outside of Caldora.
Yeah. And then we're going to have to get Quinten to somewhere before we go to the Splinterwood Forest, because I'm not taking a terrorist part of this organization to the Splinterwood Forest.
Yeah.
But we can talk
also
about that
have-
later. What we need to know now is how we're going to get out of the city. That's the most important part.
But we also
But-
can't go to the Splinterwood Forest until we go back to the talk to Hitacool.
I think
What?
so. Hitacool only has to do with those orb things. We're doing compulsion
Which
stuff.
Related.
Is it?
Pretty sure that's what we talked about last time.
Yeah,
We
we did
talked
have
about-
a whole like.
We talked about him doing weird god stuff, but
right.
if we know if it's
Weird god stuff.
if we know if it's part of the compulsion, there's not a lot of correlation currently. But we'll talk
Mike
about that
was
later. What we need to know right
checking it,
now
yeah.
is escape plan for a fucking terrorist. And I have also got some questions for Quinten when we get him.
We might have to go with the terrible original idea and split the party. Send
Why?
like Sybil and Doll with Quinten through
I don't
Rich,
think so.
and then All and I will go with Minolin.
Well, I think we should. We're only adding one more to our party, which I think will be okay.
Yeah, only at.
But if we split, I don't think that's a good idea. I think we need to stay
I don't
together
either.
because if we're apart, if one of us gets captured, we won't know. I think.
Well, then in that case, I think we abandon Minolin and all 5 of us, plus 4, plus Quinten, go through Rich's smuggling operation.
I don't like that.
Why would we be abandoning Minolin? Minolin.
Minoline.
Minolin.
Because
Yeah, why are we abandoning Minolin?
we need to keep eyes on Quinten. We can't just be like, okay, go through this passage. We'll meet up with you later.
Well, that's why I think
No,
we need to find
obviously.
Minoline tonight and have him meet us there. So we'll go into the cellar, meet Minoline, he'll take us out, and then we'll go from there.
Where are we meeting Millen?
That's what we're trying to figure out now.
Oh, okay. So we
So-
take.
We're meeting him at the Rook Respite. That's like the official. That's his
Yeah.
deal.
Which is why I'm saying maybe we find him, ask him instead of meeting us here, or we go through the cellar to come here. But I think it'd be better if we just have this all happen at once. Like, no
If we
stopping.
use Rich's cellar, then that is a passageway out of Caldera. We don't need Minolin to get us out.
Unless it's like a maze, and then we won't know which way to go. I just think Minoline is an asset.
I agree. So we should probably just take him to the like I think we just take him back to the bar
Yeah.
with us. Like at
I
this
think
point,
we take
someone go into the bar, one person tell me and Lynn we're out. We wait outside, snag the party, and we can go.
Already paid Rich. Or we're about to.
I mean,
Well, we still use Rich's.
right? That's the first.
Yeah,
stop,
to
right?
get Quinten out of the square.
And we're sure that passage can get us to the Rook's Respite.
no. I think Rich's
we take-
passage goes out of Caldera.
Mm-mm.
It's a smuggle. No?
It doesn't?
It doesn't.
It's like just like a safe house, right? So we get Quinten, take him to Rich, then we go from Rich's to the sewers, back to the respite,
So
the bar.
in
Okay.
Rich's cellar, there's a passageway back into the sewers further along
Cool.
than you
Okay.
would be if you jumped just straight down into the
Ah.
sewers.
Okay. So we can still go with.
Okay. I like
Yeah,
that a
meet
lot.
Middleton
Yeah.
at the bar.
Okay, so that's done. So, and then we will have to babysit
Yeah,
the terrorist.
I think we pay Rich for all 5 of us then, like I was saying. So we all go through the warehouse.
Right.
If we just abduct Quinten, jump through Rich's thing, get into the sewer, take the sewer to the Rook's Respite, wait for Minolin to get us out of Caldera.
Sounds like a plan.
Keep strong together.
God, do you know
Strong together.
if we need to pay for like all of us, or
You will
like,
pay
is the-
in the cellar.
Copy.
Okay.
Okay.
Which
So once we go through the thingamabob, we will just give him $100 as we walk through.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
or
Sort of just like a pay as you go parking lot.
Yeah, sort of.
okay.
More like a private road, but sure.
A toll road.
Yeah, there you
A toll
go.
road. A toll road.
Pay the toll.
Even in Caldera, that sucks. Toll.
If we don't get no tolls, then we don't eat no rolls.
So, is anyone else terrified, or is it just me? Just me, risking my life for.
I mean, I'm terrified for you all when you're down there.
Well, you'll have Jesse with you, so it'll be okay.
Oh, I'll be okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Why doesn't Noel get Jesse? I
because
want Jesse.
you'll have me, and I'll have Jesse, and Lucius will have a hiding spot by Rich's cellar.
Yes. Me and
Can
Jesse
you
are
call
just
Jesse right
bystanders.
now?
What?
Can you call Jesse right now?
Jesse is here
Hi.
Ta-da!
in, I think, a crow form.
I just give him some pats.
And then, so
Disappear.
I focus. Okay, focus. We can do this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll snap Jesse back and just like nerf animal. So
Oh God, this music.
wake up early.
Why does Tia put this really sad music on?
And then after that, we interrogate Quinten. But again, Sybil, if your boy is gonna fuck this up for us, I'm leaving his ass behind.
I'll kick him in the shin.
Mm-hmm.
Make him come with us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've all
So,
decided, like, this is Sybil's mission that we're just begrudgingly going on.
because he has valuable information that I would love to jot down in the old notebook that I think will help us in the long run, but I'm not risking my life for this man.
We can't let another one die. At the hands of
Oh,
the
you mean
state.
like you mean like the 237 people who died in Oakendale because of this man's organization? You mean the 1,000 others that were also
No.
killed in all the other cities, and
There's-
thousands more that were displaced? You mean like those people?
Dog. Quinten's like maybe 3 years older than me. What would have
And
happened if they had gotten me and brainwashed me? Would you let me die?
you would be
Oh, man.
complicit.
Subplot for new. No.
I'm just
Alternate
saying,
reality.
I wouldn't know
We
you.
have to.
Yeah.
I knew Quinten. He helped us.
He helped you,
Yeah.
and he's gonna help me with information,
One,
and then
the die that he gave me helped all of us out of countless life-threatening situations.
I'm just
I-
saying he's
we
got a
just have
certain
to-
value to me.
He's
I
a big
understand
liability.
that, but at a certain point, we just have to value life that was taken from him too.
He's been complicit in a lot of bad things.
I know,
And
but, like,
I know that you met him when he was normal, but I did not.
I know. I'm not saying he's a great guy. I'm just saying that everybody deserves not necessarily. Everybody deserves a second chance. So we've given second chances to you. We've given second chances to Nal. Like, I don't know. I just think we can't judge this kid. A kid who was taken advantage of by really, really bad people.
Well, we'll figure it out when we see him.
Quinten's like he was only like 18 when we met him.
Yeah,
If that.
18 or 19.
He's like 3 years older than me.
I was 16 when I burnt down an ancient sacred library, so
Exactly.
people can
we
do
all
shitty
met.
shit at all ages.
Yeah,
But
at what
that's not-
age is one an adult in
But the
Caldera?
thing is,
It depends on your species.
but it
Sybil's gonna be a baby
Yeah.
for 100 years.
For the most part, 17, 18 is considered adult.
But doll, we still love you, even though you burned down a library. Like, you are not your mistakes, especially when those mistakes are kind of thrust upon you, and all you know, the abuse that you went through, and the mistakes kind of helped you survive.
We can talk about this later. What I want to focus on right now is helping Quinten escape. And I want to focus on the information I can get out of him.
Sybil, roll a charisma check with advantage.
Oh,
He's so persuasive.
oh. What's it, guys? What was? I.
Oof.
That's just not fair.
That's just wrong.
You have not warmed the cockles of our heart.
So,
Shut down.
It's just not fair.
Sybil
Cold, dead hearts.
does seem to ring some words of truth, but despite some valid points she's making, the group's still a bit jaded against everything that's kind of happened. And although they've made mistakes too, it doesn't seem that they equate those mistakes, whether justly or not.
Look, Sybil, I get it, and I'm appreciative of the acceptance you have shown me, but I am not a hero. I'm a researcher and an appraiser, so I appraise value, and Quinten does have value right now. So let's just focus on that, and then we can unpack all of this later. But currently, do we have any other ideas? Do we have anything?
Lucius, can you make me look not like me?
Yeah,
This
I
is
can
still the night
cast Sundering.
before.
Well, yeah, for tomorrow. Like, how much do you think you can make me look? You can make me look not like me, right?
Yeah.
I feel like me playing kind of the role of like the young kid pickpocket might help me like run through the crowd kind of deal. Get some like red herrings, do some loud screams in one part of the crowd, and then pop over and create like commotion. What do you guys think would be the best way to rile up a crowd that is looking to watch execution? What words of excitement can I use, do you guys think?
Probably just
Divisive
stuff.
words.
Got them riled up before, right? The
Call
camps.
it unjust. Yeah,
Yeah.
call the king and queen liars.
Tell it like it is, I think. Tell the truth, and I think you'll do it.
Say the truth angrily.
Yell the
Alright,
truth.
Give me some.
You can't handle the truth.
Give me some lines. Give me some lines to yell.
Ooh, let's think
The
about
king and
this.
queen are a fraud.
Frauds, cruel.
They're not telling us the truth. They're
That's not
suppressing the truth.
There's the compulsion.
An
That'll really get
punishment.
good.
Maybe try to tug on people's heartstrings. I mean, you care for this guy? Just Tell the crowd what you just told me about your friend.
Yeah, tell him there's compulsion. Just start yelling compulsion. They'll get some of the time.
Another thought. I don't think it's a good one, but if we're just shopping ideas, I have this new swanky spell I'd like to cast. You know Mage Hand?
Mhm.
It's kind of like Mage Hand, but a lot bigger. It's from a guy called Bigby.
When
And
I was a kid, I
maybe
always
just
wanted to do that.
move him away.
I mean,
Not exactly subtle.
as much as I
Like I said,
love
not a
that,
good idea.
I think maybe
I like
that's a hijink for later, because I'll let you know, when I was studying all this when I was a kid, I always wanted to do that. Oh my god.
This hand is literally stronger than me.
it. Wow.
It's got an AC of 20.
Oh my god.
Just a
It has
side
my
note.
max health.
That's good. This is an unrelated side note, but did you guys know that Jessie is tougher than me? I learned that out the other day, and it was her AC is stronger than mine. Sometimes. When I have mage armor, no, but for the most part. Anyway.
Right, no, we're squishy boys.
Squishy boys.
Yay.
Yeah. Are we gonna have to persuade
Right,
Minnow
so
to
ready
smuggle this
dig
man?
through the history of Caldera?
Oh, not yet. I've been meaning. I was gonna do that when we had some more downtime, when I had more time to note take. But when we're out of the city, I would love to. But right now, I'm gonna. I don't know if Minnow's here, but hopefully he'll be okay with smuggling this guy too.
In case we get separated tomorrow, I'm gonna give everyone 100 gold from the party fund for Rich's smuggling. If we get there at different times or something.
I mean, I'm okay.
Sure.
I don't. You don't have to give.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You.
I will take, because I'm pretty sure I'm actually like completely out.
Okay.
Just completely out of gold.
Well, I gave all my gold. I gave all my gold to you guys and to save people.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
what
give,
it does.
I guess, Inal and Sybil 100 each. And Doll, you don't want any?
No, you don't have to. It's fine. I can cover myself.
It's party gold. That's purpose.
I know, but if we should save that, and if I can cover myself, I'll. We're fine.
Okay.
But thank you. All right. Sleep now. Rest up. Bust out a terrorist.
So let's do it.
All in a day's work.
Yeah,
I could cast darkness.
that's a good idea. If shit goes really south.
No, it's only a 15-foot radius.
That
Dope.
would be good.
As much confusion as we can cause, we'll split up guards, and that'll give me cover to do magic.
So I'll let you guys see the blank square in case it gives you any ideas.
Okay.
Yeah, structural weak points here.
All right. Whew.
This is the warehouse.
Yes. Yeah. And Lucius, you have the piece of paper with the runes and the password on it. We gave that to you because you'll be the one closest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Do I
where
have to
is
speak the
everybody?
password or write it?
Speak it.
Do I just show them the paper?
With
You'll
the
have to
piece of
speak it
paper,
to
you
get
have
into
to
this.
say the password.
Okay.
You could just put it into a song.
Just sing us a song.
It'll be funny. All right. We all doing okay?
I just have this memory of, I think, a dream of when God said a song and it ended up being a password.
Memory of that.
Does nobody else think it's funny? The password is out.
We're all a little stressed out right now.
Just gotta have some levity to the situation.
Before we all just weep.
I'm laughing to cover up the crying.
We'll be alright. Everything will go fine. And if it doesn't, we'll end up fine.
Yes.
So, sleep.
Let's go. Break out a terrorist.
Minnow anywhere in the bar?
Mm-mm.
Damn it. Okay. Dahl will probably try to read that book, but not retain any of the information.
Okay. Alright, so you guys head off to bed. You wake up the next morning. It's around 9 o'clock. You have about 4 hours until the events. You guys get some breakfast to try and settle your stomachs. But all of you are a bit nervous.
Should we scout out a little meetup point in case things go awry in the sewers?
Yes.
Or can we just because we've all been in the sewers, we can just pick a point that we all saw.
Yeah, I think
Chris, is there like an
Sybil and I
obvious?
scouted it yesterday.
Yeah.
We scouted the path there.
Can we make a survival check to see if there's
Relay.
a point?
There's a point where.
That would be pretty recognizable for all of us to
rendezvous.
Rendezvous to in
Get the
case
fucks
Like
up.
in the sewers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so about kind of a little past the Caldoran Steps initial wall, there is like a main thoroughfare of water where a whole bunch of different it's almost like a double-decker area where there's multiple sets of water and everything kind of coming in through different parts of the city and exiting through a main vein. So you'd say probably that's the best place.
Cool. If things go awry, meet up there.
Everything's gonna go perfect with why, what's everyone so worried about?
Anyway, I'll snap Jesse and give it to Anal, so hopefully you guys can have a fun little team bonding. So just
How
get
about
used to each other.
kind of away.
Jesse pecks your hand a little bit.
Be
It's a
good.
little distant.
And I'll just lean in Jesse okay, baby. I know it's a little difficult, but just whatever Anal needs, it's alright. If he gets in trouble, just let me know. And everything's gonna be okay.
Can I start feeding Jesse some little seeds from my bran bread?
Sure. Jesse takes a few
Okay.
as you hand over.
I pulled Jesse away.
And Jesse kind of looks at you like, fine, I'll cooperate with the giant lizard for now. Kind of
Thank you,
look.
darling.
Okay. I'm going to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's
Good luck.
go out and get ready.
And don't let me say I didn't tell you so.
You remember your system, right?
Yeah, a couple calls here and there. You'll know.
One-
You'll know when things are going down. I think I'll make that pretty clear.
Okay.
1 cause, yes. 2 cause, no. 3 cause, all
Trouble.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Why is 3 calls so many, calls? That's a...
Because you're a bird. You're a bird. You're
I walk
literally a
away
bird.
with Jesse.
All right, do
frustrated.
you walk out of the Rook's Respite?
Yes.
Okay, so you walk out and you go into that
Does he know
large
he's gone?
amphitheater, and there's a large, waterfall. And as the stones kind of click shut behind you and the wall seals, you realize You don't really know where you're going.
I figured
You
as
can
much.
try and make a survival check to make your way back the way you and Doll went yesterday.
Okay, sure. But second best, I wanted to just look for a way up. Just any way to the surface.
There's a large stairwell leading
Oh.
up to a higher level.
Oh, I'm just
I
gonna do that.
think
Then.
the gnome might have gotten lost.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him 5 minutes. If he goes past an hour, he's probably dead.
So you start going up this long, lengthy step, kind of big spiral around this large kind of tube chamber. About 10 minutes goes by and you reach a hallway and you start going down that and you recognize the 2 double doors that were blasted open where you fought the shapeshifters and Evelyn came in and saved you against Evelyn.
Evelyn!
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 So you keep walking and you reach a wall which you kind of remembered this is the passage to get into one part of the sewer, so you open that up and you're now in the sewers of the Caldoran Steppes.
Oh, okay. Is there still anything above me? Still more of the...
Now it's more of just a long stretch, kind of long curved corridor.
Okay. Alright, I keep trucking it.
Okay, so as Anal keeps going and searching for a way out, what is the rest of the crew doing?
I got some.
And a quick retcon for last night. I just wanted to write a letter and put like 5 gold on top of it and then cast teleportation circle and send it to Whitecliff.
I don't think that's how teleportation circle works.
Okay, well then I've written a letter.
Okay. You could ask
Yeah,
the bartender if she has any letter delivering services.
I do that.
Okay. So you walk up to the bored-looking tiefling Ramea, and she kind of looks over at you and says, "What can I help you with?"
Do you know of a way to get a letter to Whitecliff?
Yes.
And I pulled up the letter. Will it run me?
Depends how fast you wanted to get there.
Within a week? 2 weeks?
Probably do a basic courier service, that's fine. It'll probably run you about 25 gold.
Pricey letter.
Oh, thank you, and I'll pop it.
She doesn't even reach out. A spectral hand comes up and takes it from you along with the gold.
It gets me every time. Thank you, Ramea.
Lucius, can you make me look not as much like Sybil?
Yes, but I think it's only an hour. So if
then
the execution's not for 4 hours. No, okay, it's 8 hours, yeah. Oh, Sybil, gather around. What do we want to look like?
My invocation.
Maybe something with not a lot of bright colors, and maybe just a little dirty. I could look like I kind of already look like a boy with my short hair. Maybe you could give me long. I don't. What do you think?
This, and I'll turn it into just the.
Oh, Elena, your mic is
You're a
just
little quiet.
I'm a little quiet.
Yeah, just a bit.
Mm,
Say
Can
something.
you bend it closer to your mouth?
Is it working now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Much better.
Okay, excellent. Can you make me look like this and turn into Josephine? Mine only lasts an hour, but I can re-up it, but I just don't want to get distracted and fuck up by accident.
Sure.
Switch back.
Okay. I'll concentrate, and I'm gonna cast Seeming on, I guess, the 3 of us, and we're all gonna look like humans.
Ooh.
Paul's gonna look like Josephine. Sybil's gonna look like
A little.
street urchin.
I guess
Round
A
ears.
long-haired
Round ears are
girl.
weird.
Street urchin.
just like just like
And Lucius is gonna look like an old man.
Old
Say-
man
Ooh.
Lucius.
Old man.
I'm a 13-year-old girl with kind of a raggedy dress, and I hold hands with Josephine, who is my mommy.
Actually, I think we should be separate.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
do that instead.
Because if we don't look connected, then I just think having us not just. I'm going to be moving all over the place, and I don't want you to get caught up in that.
Stranger danger. Got
Yep.
it.
Then I'll go to Maya again and say, can I get 4 candle guides for 6 hours?
Lucius, take this, and I'll give him the whatever
Very
that charge
well.
is.
6 hours times 4, 24 times 5,
Jeez.
98.
100 gold.
Yeah.
98.
Change.
All right.
I'll give him 100.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thanks, Dawn.
No problem.
We all have our candle guides, and hopefully one of them manages to find an all.
I think it'll be alright.
Are you just gonna send it after and all?
Yeah, you know that lizard guy that just left? Can you go find him and give him some light? Because I don't think he can see in the dark.
Okay. Meanwhile, Anal, you've kind of taken a couple turns, hit a couple dead ends. Do a survival check for me. Okay.
Clutch at those.
Yay.
So after about 2 dead ends, you actually find where you were before, and you find kind of some pathways down, and you seem to have found a pretty good grate that you pop up out of, and it's in a pretty well gardened, like kind of behind one of these nicer houses. So you kind of pop out, and there's not really anybody around.
Okay. I'm just gonna wild shape.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go into that nice hawk you made me.
Oh, okay.
Then I shall make my way toward the square.
Sounds good. Alright, so you start flying off to the square. As soon as you start to transform, you know, your body slowly gets smaller. You feel yourself getting lighter. You feel your arms kind of sprout these feathers and wings. Jesse pops off of you and starts flapping in the air, kind of confused, as you then turn into a fully fledged hawk, a little bit bigger than the crow that is Jesse. And you start flying off towards the city proper, and Jesse's following, although probably a little bit behind you.
I obviously I'm not there. Can Anal talk to Jesse in bird?
No.
Okay.
He can communicate like
Pigeon.
Yeah, I think I have to.
you can communicate like inflection, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, like if I was the same species, I could talk. But
Oh.
yeah, you'd probably be able to communicate a little bit cleaner. And like you can, again, it's, you know, it's not so much speak to something as much as it is to like call out a warning or to, you know, give an idea of what you're looking for, curiosity or see prey, stuff like that.
So Jesse's super smart and capable and amazing in every single way.
it's kind of on me to be the medium human animal.
Okay.
I'm also there's not crow stats. Is it okay if I use raven stats for Jesse?
That's fine. I mean, as a
Okay.
familiar, she has only 1 hit point. I don't think she
Yeah.
can attack.
No, I mean I
She-
think as a
You can
raccoon, I think she
cast
has 2.
spells through her, but I don't think she herself can attack. She can do the help option, stuff like that.
Yeah, but I meant for
Um,
like perception and her like
Yeah,
stuff like that.
that's fine.
Cool.
So the rest of you are starting to gather up and go.
Yeah, I think so. Because
Okay.
it's like an hour or 2 beforehand now.
Yep. So you guys make your way down. You find that central like amphitheater, and you guys kind of decide to spread out amongst 3 different tunnels, and come up at different parts around the city, and then kind of to converge at the center square. Sybil, you kind of crawl out of the sewers, and honestly makes sense given your disguise. And you look around and you actually see a group of kids.
That's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
And they are slowly kind of making their way to Penance Square for the festivities. It's hard to find free entertainment for street urchins, but it's also a good opportunity for pickpocketing. What are you gonna do?
I want to talk to a couple of them, be like, isn't it just like, ugh. I know we're gonna watch this stuff, but like, isn't it kind of gross? Are you gonna pickpocket a little bit? I'm gonna do that. Also, like, aren't
They look at you confused.
Dolly
Yeah,
turns to Lucius and is like, should I have taught her, like, ne'er-do-well stuff? I feel like that's a good skill for her to learn eventually.
So one of them looks at you and goes,
Maybe.
"Who are you?"
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm new.
Yeah, clearly. I don't
What's going
know.
on?
And then one of the kind of younger kids, who's a little bit more round, surprising for like a street urchin, goes, "I'm just excited to see some blood. It's been boring. We haven't had a good execution in a while." It's like, shut up, Tony. As they all kind of continue walking, not really answering your questions.
No. I'm just gonna kind of stick to him, but just like listen from now on for a little bit.
Gotcha. You notice they very much kind of hold to the side of buildings. They try to avoid people. Every once in a while, you see one of them dart out into a crowd and try and grab something. But for the most part, they are calling attention to themselves being a group. They're just trying to get almost into position.
I kind of wanna give them like a little tip. Since Sybil has some pretty good sleight of hand in general. Yeah, I have a +4 to it. I feel like, hey, watch me do this, and I'm gonna try and do a sleight of hand. And
Okay.
can I perceive a really easy target?
Go ahead and do a perception check.
Thank you.
Ooh,
What did I get? I'm sorry, I can't see it.
got a dirty 20.
Nice, dirty 20.
Okay, you see an older man, but you recognize him to be probably a lesser nobleman. So you actually recognize he's probably not a good person to go after, mainly because they're more wary of their pockets. You keep looking around, and you see kind of a big guy who looks like he might have just gotten off of work and is kind of slow walking around. He keeps shielding his eyes from the sun. He seems like he'd be a good target.
Okay. Can I
Sleight of hand
Can I
check
sort of-
against him?
yeah,
Okay.
really quick.
So you put your hands in your pockets and you take kind of like a whistling pose, and you kind of like walk into the crowd, and you kind of walk into him. And as you get closer, all right. You accidentally kind of bump into him and like spin a little bit as you reach into his pocket and pull out what's in there. You find a small pouch, and it has a decent weight to it, nothing too crazy. And you actually also pull out a piece of paper, and you kind of sidle back over without much notice to the kids.
So I go over to the kids, and I'm like, hey guys, so tip, always always try and go for the people who kind of smell a little bit like they might be drinking. Also, can you do me a favor? And when you start hearing things like the king and queen are lying to us, can you just say some haze and I give them the pouch? Like some this.
So there's about 4 of them, and the one that kind of started talking to you before takes it and looks at it and kind of hefts it and goes, "Okay, newbie, and I need you to make a deception check."
Yeah. Oof, I don't think it's gonna go. Oh, no, wow.
So he kind of looks at you, and you see his eyes kind of open up a little bit and goes, "You're not a kid."
I'm not, but I am.
He hefts it a little bit more and says, "All right, we'll look around."
Thanks.
I
I kind of stay a little close-ish to them, but I recognize I'm really not part of their group, so I'm kind of shimmying around. But can I read the note?
Sure. So as you pull out the note, you see that it is a pawn shop slip.
Oh, okay. I pocket that and I make a mental note that I want to give it to Doll.
Gotcha. Okay. With that said, Doll, what are you doing?
Nervously in the sewers trying to practice create bonfire. And just like super small, but probably they would try to exit the sewer really carefully since they're an adult human woman crawling out of the sewers. And then sort of like walk around the square, see when it starts to kind of fill up, see how many people are going to go, and try to gauge how well they'll be able to blend into the crowd.
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay, 19.
All right, so you're able to come up in an alleyway relatively gracefully, and as you slide the grate back into place, you kind of look around and kind of dust yourself off, maybe do a little prestidigitation to make you not so smelly as you were just in the sewers. And you kind of look out and you notice that you are kind of nearby where you stole the mirror. And you kind of poke your head out and you have a pretty good idea of the general direction, and you see people kind of making their way towards Penance Square, and you kind of drift in, follow in. You seem like you're relatively the same dress and, mixture of people.
Yeah, alright. I can't layer someone else's seeming on top of Mask of Many Faces, can I?
It'd be risky.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so how, does it look like it's going to be a full crowd, or...
Seems like there's going to be a pretty good crowd there.
Okay, cool. When people are sort of starting to head up, is there any indication of what side prisoners are going to be on?
You haven't even gotten to the square yet.
Okay. Are there any guards heading the same direction?
Every once in a while you see a guard, but they're more kind of like checkpoints.
Okay, alright. I'd also like to scope out what they are wearing, just in case.
They're usual, like armor, long sword,
Okay.
Shield,
Gotcha.
Some of them have bows.
Okay. Alright. Oh, are there any familiar faces from the fist fight from our ceremony?
I would say it would be very hard for you to tell that because they were kind of further away. Okay. You guys kind of got rushed off stage, and it's been a couple days since then.
Okay.
Nobody immediately jumping out to you.
Right. I guess eventually, once things are starting to pick up more, we'll probably want to be around like here-ish. If that showed up, because that's where the it's gonna tilt that way, right?
Do it again.
Like here-ish.
Kind of towards the front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
All
trying
right.
to stand behind some taller people. Josephine's short.
Gotcha. Okay. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and Lucius, how you doing?
I would like to wait until the square starts to get like busy and populous before poking my head out. So
Okay,
I'm
so you're just
be
gonna
chilling
stay in the sewer. Okay. So you kind of sit down, and the hand's kind of just floating there, providing you some light, and you take out the letter and you kind of reread it, and you kind of cross out a few parts, and you start to like edit it, and you spend some time to like kind of rewrite it, so it comes off a little bit better, and then you put it back away as time gets a little bit closer. Go ahead and give me a survival check. 9. Okay. So you find your way towards a way up, and you start to climb, but about halfway up, one of the rungs is actually like corroded so much that it snaps. So go ahead and do a sleight of hand check for me really quick.
Oh, I got that.
Okay, so you're able to grab onto one of the other rungs and hold yourself there, and you kind of scrabble for a minute against like the stone and some of the broken pieces, but you're able to like lift yourself up just enough and catch one of the other rungs and skip over the other few. You make your way up and you start to move the grate, and somebody immediately steps on it, and you kind of have to like stop. And you notice a small group of people are like kind of walking in this alley. You kind of raise it up a little bit and look out, and they're kind of hanging out at the entry of the alleyway. And a few minutes passes, and you're like, time's getting a little close. And then they eventually move off towards Penance Square, and you slowly lift off, and you climb yourself out, and then you put the grate back. Okay, meanwhile, Anal and Jesse are flying through the air, and Anal, you look out, and it's another nice day in Caldora. The sun is shining. There's not too many clouds in the sky, but there's a few. Ever occasionally kind of providing shade, and you kind of see the beams of light kind of coming down to the city in different sections as the air kind of comes up underneath your wings and lifts you up a few couple, 100 feet. You definitely enjoy probably flying amongst the many transformations you can do. It's one of the things that is most kind of unfamiliar and alien to you and kind of freeing. And that's definitely something that you appreciate. And as you look around, you can see these crowds of people all starting to like kind of coalesce into the Penance Square. And you kind of take a few laps and rings around, and you're looking around, and Jessie's trying to keep up with you. She's going a little bit, you're going a little bit faster than she can, just due to your designs. But you kind of get these good looks kind of at the people, and as you do, let's go over here. You see that on kind of, if you're facing the stage, the right hand of the stage, there's a lot of guard presence. There's a large cart on the other side where it looks like they will probably take away the dead bodies. And there's the crowd definitely gathering in. Any questions about any of that?
Yeah, so I guess, are the prisoners already here? Or is the
It
cart?
doesn't look like it yet. Just looks like the cart is there.
Okay, we want to take them away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I kind of want to look on the perimeter. How close are we to the event?
Probably like, what the heck? Probably about 15 minutes out or so.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna look for like two things. One would be people that seem to be eyeing the perimeter, maybe setting up barriers, whether it be like rituals on the ground or any like types of markings. They seem to be like popping
Gotcha.
off, or the cart they're using to pull the passengers in, or the prisoners in. So if I can see them coming toward the town from wherever direction.
Gotcha. Can you give me a perception check?
Yeah. 24.
24.
Hmm.
Okay. Looking around, you don't see any signs of people kind of getting anything magically prepared. You do see behind the stage there's a woman kind of leaning up against the wall. It looks like she's got two boxes next to her, but they're relatively small. But you can't really see what's inside of them.
This is where again?
She's kind of like leaning up against the wall of like one of the houses kind of back behind it. So I will point it out to you. Like around here. Actually, hold on. I'm getting everybody's character model on here, so give me a second. And then
I tried to drag my name on.
Well, you're going to go to a different map.
If you want to do that,
very
I'll let
similar.
This will be a great time to go to the bathroom.
It is a
Actually,
good time to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, same.
Take a tiny break.
I mean, I don't have to. Now I feel like
Now you feel everybody's leaving,
Right?
man. And I'm
Literally
like,
everyone
stuff
did.
around, and everybody's like, "Fuck you, we gotta
Yeah.
go."
D&D, more like B&D.
By myself in D. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks pretty good. Okay. And I will say, like, kind of as you're watching, you do see a line of prisoners kind of being led and lined up next to the stage.
Okay.
So this is you and Jesse right now, obviously much higher up in the air. But you do see like kind of a woman behind the stage, leaning up against one of the houses over there.
2 boxes.
Yeah, 2 boxes.
Oh, can I tell which one's Quinten?
Yeah. You can tell that it's this guy right here.
Okay.
You've seen him before. You've good perception.
Do your eagle eyes see?
Well, if they're all gone, I'm gonna pee real quick. You can repeat what I've told you.
Damn it.
I heard
there
it
are
all.
people. Yeah, there are people here. Oh, yeah, your headset on.
Oh, that is a bloody stuff.
Right? Pre-blood. Pre-bloodied. And to think it was clean yesterday, so they must have got it. Cut someone off early.
Quinten, last or second to last from the right.
Oh, jeez.
You can tell it's him, so that's a plus.
Oh, we can?
Yeah, I think so. At least I can. And his icon's here, so I'm pretty sure you just look at him. Well enough.
Just don't know which one is him. But I think it's the square one, right? Okay. Ooh, he's like far back.
Oh man, that ruins my plan. I was gonna be down here.
You can move. Although nobody's there right now, so that may be a little suspicious as an old man. Where's that old man going?
Be a lot more packed.
You can imagine there's more people in there. But then it also becomes difficult to see.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that's me. That's Doll. Lucia.
Devil's down here.
Ah, okay. And I'm assuming this one is Quinten.
Yep.
Okay.
And
I
all of
thought
it-
he would be first.
Save the best for last, clearly.
Mm.
Is that you? Is that a hawk? Is that
It's
you
a
in
hawk and a crow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Doll and
over here
Jesse.
in the back.
Some more guards at the end there. Escorting them.
That's plenty of guards, Chris.
I think that's enough guard.
There might be like 50 guards hidden under the stage, you don't know.
It's like a clown car.
We do not know. That's very.
One place the hawk can't see. Under the stage.
Kill all the guards.
Really hope.
Helen's been kidnapped.
I'm an old man.
Don't look at me. I'm so old.
I'm actually like my hands are like a little shaking right now. I want it to work.
It's all gonna go great.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
Terrible is it that we're
It's
like,
fine.
yeah, fuck every other human life, but we just want to save this one.
Yeah, we're gonna kill a lot of people in this process. So, you know,
Look.
it's fine.
We're just gonna. It'll be fine. It's
We
you
should
know,
all be a hero.
it'll be a great
Save
RP
all the
opportunity.
Right, absolutely. I
We
am
often
giving
talk about
all
our-
of the spells that we do a 50-50 chance for. Each one we do is a 50-50, you know, if it goes off as planned. We have so many of these spells chained up. Like, there is no way.
Look, the more confusion, the better.
Everyone just hold an action and we'll all release our spells at the same time.
That honestly, that if we can, because that'll like they won't know where to look.
It would be better, yeah. The faster you guys do them in succession.
Yeah.
But there will be people.
He's so much farther away than I thought he was gonna be.
Ugh. Just do a quick little measurement. There we go.
That's a lot of running.
Ah,
That's
that's a dash.
my dash
That's a
movement.
dash. Hope you weren't planning on doing anything when you got there.
What, when I got to Quinten?
Yeah. You were.
I mean, I can get out super fast. It's just the
Right.
getting there is gonna be.
There's so many people. That's a minimum 3 guards.
Yeah, but hopefully they'll be on fire.
Wow.
I told you, Doll was nervous.
Afraid they're on fire.
Oof. Oof.
So meanwhile, the birds are flying around over by the well,
Mhm.
hanging out, looking around.
Is there already a pre-dead guy on this?
Yeah, they had an extra.
Nice.
They threw him on there.
Save them all.
Nice. That's
I
good.
mean, like, why you don't have to make 2 trips. Just make 1 trip.
Right.
You know.
They're all dead people at this point.
They're dead. They're all dead.
Long time. Already killed everyone.
That's the intimidation to show what's.
Headset died.
Hunt's got a lot of wrapping paper for February.
Late gifts? I don't know.
Late gifts. This definitely sounds like it could be from like an anime.
Late gifts.
No, this song.
This is the saddest
Oh,
of songs.
I know.
Yeah, Quinten's dead.
No, it's fine.
This
It's
is the
fine.
round-
dead.
We need him.
He's dead.
I'm so
He
sorry.
knows
but
stuff.
got
He
hit
knows
on the
things.
Highway?
Got hit on the highway.
God.
Yeah, like he got into a car accident.
Oh my.
Tell
He
me about
okay?
Yeah,
Good, good.
they're all good.
Just
Just a minor.
inconvenience.
Yeah.
We saw that you had plenty of wrapping paper, so we expect our gift soon.
Oh,
Nice.
I have not put it away since Christmas, and there's nothing I can do about it right this second.
No worries. All right.
All right, so what's happening? I'm sorry.
Oh,
Uh,
I identified.
everyone misjudged how far away we were going to be.
Indeed.
There's some lady with boxes in the back, but you guys. Don't.
Oh,
She's
that
totally
is
gonna ruin
honestly a
the
lot bigger than I thought, but I should not have not thought.
You
that.
saw the map before.
Yeah. No, but the scale of it wasn't without any people on it.
I just straight up forgot.
We were there. We walked around.
Yeah.
No, but I thought we looked bigger. It's fine.
So we got Sybil in this bottom left-hand corner hanging out with some children.
Urgent. Why
Chillin'.
is my health
Come up a
so
little closer.
low? Let me fix
It's probably
that.
just leftover.
Yeah. I assume we're probably not. I hope we're probably not getting into like actual like.
Meanwhile, we have old man Lucius.
Doll doesn't want to, but Alina really wants to.
Dolls over here.
Sybil feels like it's going to happen. Helen really does not want to.
Okay. Then we got Anal and Jesse up here flying around, keeping their eyes open.
Oh, shh.
I'm gonna toss some inspiration to at least Paul and Sybil. I don't think I can find an all in the sky and give him inspiration.
No, you definitely can't reach Anal. You might cause some attention to yourself if you do that.
Then I won't.
An old man just starts singing inspiring words.
You just sing very quickly.
What a beautiful day for an execution.
Wonderful.
I mean, all right. You can give one of them
you
inspiration.
could be one of those weirdos who
Yeah,
gets super
nice.
excited.
I want to see the heads roll.
Can I mark up
It
that I have
is the
inspiration?
opposite of inspiring Sybil.
You just you might have accidentally inspired the executioner up top on the board, and he's like sharpening his axe, and he just smiles and nods, and he's like, "Today's the day. I haven't gotten to use this guy in a while."
Oh my
Where's that paycheck? Alright, so doll, you can take a D10.
To a roll?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Shit.
you
Okay.
are inspired.
Not damage,
Shit.
but attack.
Like the checks and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Are we ready?
I don't know. Are you guys ready?
No.
So,
All right, so you guys see the people kind of lining up, and you see that Quinten's kind of towards the back. Doll, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Perception, you got it. Where's my perception? That's 20, a nat 20.
Nat 20? Okay. As somebody kind of walks up, and the executioner's kind of standing there, a person comes up the stairs and just reads out the list of names, goes through, and basically calls out for high crimes of treason to the kingdom of Caldora and the people of Tarandel and its people. The below mentioned, or the aforementioned people have been found as committing high crimes and without remorse or the ability or willingness to re-enter society. They have been sentenced to death. And the crowd kind of all watches. And you kind of look around, and as you do, you notice something's a bit weird. And you look down, and you notice that you no longer have your disguise up. And you kind of look around, and you look at some of the people in the audience, and one of them is looking at you.
What do they look like? Who are they?
They look like an older gentleman. They kind of looks like they have a robe on. Looks like they may be more magically inclined.
Does he look like a rando, or does he look official? Like this is his job?
As he kind of shifts, you do notice like he's kind of wearing like a nondescript large gray robe, but you do see a bit of more official looking attire underneath that cloak.
Okay. Doll plays it cool and tries to cast prestidigitation in their hand to make a couple just sparks on their fingertips.
Okay, yeah, you're able to create a few sparks on your fingertips.
But I can't disguise myself. Fuck, okay. Okay, I'll just, wipe my hand over my mouth and message...
Pull your large hat down a little bit over your head.
Yeah, and just message... I think I can get to... Okay, I can get to both Lucius and Sybil, like, look at yourselves, you are not disguised anymore. Or, like, tell me if you are disguised.
As you look over at them, they are, in fact, disguised.
Why me?
What's wrong? What's wrong? Do you need to abandon?
No, I think I'm okay.
And as the guard kind of comes down and escorts the first prisoner onto the stage, the stage, like, kind of shudders for a second, and they kind of look down, and then somebody else, one of the other guards kind of comes up onto the stage, and all of a sudden it just and then the front part of the stage definitely like divots, and everybody like kind of slides forward a little bit, and everybody's looking around, and Doll, you feel a like invisible presence, kind of almost like these large hands kind of wrapping around you, and I need you to make a saving throw.
Old person.
While
That's exactly what it is.
commotion happens,
Magic users.
can I run into the crowd a bit more and just go, "What the heck is this?" and then run a little bit more?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check as you're running.
Copy.
As for Doll,
That's really low.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. 26.
26. Okay, you feel like this unnatural, like you feel your limbs start to stiffen and you're able to break out of it. And you look over at that same person from before, and they are muttering under their breath.
I will message him and say, go fuck yourself, and then cast Create Bonfire on the stage with the part of the stage with the most guards on it.
Okay, so I'd say these two guards are up there. They've kind of fallen forward to here. And you cast the bonfire right here. What exactly does that do?
that does... I can drop it in the chat and also read it. So it creates a bonfire on the ground that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, it fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space when you catch the spell must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 fire damage.
Okay.
How
large was it?
And then, actually, it's 2d8 since we're at 10th level.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I assume I didn't perceive anything on that perception check.
What'd you got a 10?
Yeah.
So you're kind of passing through the crowd, and you're looking around, and you notice that some of the crowd are looking at you. Actually, most of the crowd is looking at you, and you hear somebody say, "Is that Sybil?" And you look, and you notice that you look like yourself again. There's a good chance somebody has dispel magic on your seeming.
What? Magic user number 2.
We can do this.
Meanwhile, as this fire is kind of bursting into life, how big was it, you said?
It was 5 foot square.
It's 5 feet.
Okay, so it's only like 1 square, essentially?
Yeah.
Alright.
But you can control that bitch, right?
I think so.
So let's say you, like, put it... Should be able to select
So
this.
I don't know. Okay, it did the damage to it, but not the description, which I meant to put in. Which I can change really quick.
Everything is terrible.
Be okay.
What do we do?
Did it now?
I have.
There it is.
So go ahead and what do they need to roll?
Dexterity saving throw
Dexterity saving throw.
against my DC.
Which is?
19.
19. Okay, we have all of them failing. So I'm going to say it hits these 3 guys right here.
Excellent.
Raptor. Okay. Meanwhile, Anal just starts calling.
Yo, for cause.
But
Y'all
with
know
your,
what this stands for. The for cause.
With your high kind of
So,
perception, your passive perception, you see something flying up towards you. Actually, there's 2 of them. As you see what seems to be almost these 2 small dragons kind of flying at you with great speed. You'd say almost they're like pseudo dragons. In fact, they are pseudo dragons, and they're flying right at you and Jesse. What would you like to do?
What can I like? Have I observed anything else on the ground? Like, I see all this happening. Right?
You see all this happening. There's a lot of commotion. There's people moving around. As you kind of look back over to the woman, she's still leaning against the wall, but the 2 boxes on the ground that were next to her are open.
Okay. I mean, I want to get. Is there any building behind this? Like where she is? She's leaning on a wall of a building, right?
Yep.
I kind of want to get on top of that building. Could I?
I don't fly that way.
Yeah, I want to fly past them and try to like beat them to it.
Okay, so are you trying to like slide past them? Are you trying to like dive past these pseudo dragons?
Yeah, so essentially it's like a game of chicken kind of, like I want to seem like I'm going for like a head-on attack, but really I'm just trying to.
Okay. So you're gonna fly like directly at them. Jesse's gonna stay up a little back, and you're kind of playing a game of chicken with these guys. And let's see. As you do, you almost see like, as you're diving at them, go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Scary enough.
I have a -1 to intimidation.
14. That's
Okay.
Big ass dragon.
not charismatic at all.
Okay. So they both pass any kind of
Okay, wait.
intimidation check, and you actually get flashes of images of like them ripping into you, and like nothing's happened yet, but like it's almost like your mind is being assaulted, and you just see like two pseudo dragons like ripping into your flesh, pulling off one of your wings and like pulling out feathers and blood and chunks of body, and it kind of throws you off. I need you to make a wisdom check.
God, we're fucked. God, we're
Fine,
fucked.
we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Oh my god,
Ooh.
We can do this.
So you start to like kind of pull out of the dive because you're like freaking out, and they just both collide with you really hard, and one of them is going to try and bite you, the other one is going to try and sting you with its tail. So the first one is a 21 to bite.
That's gonna hit for sure. I need to know how many hit points this. Oh, yes.
It should have a character sheet attached to it.
Oh, on this.
Mm-hmm.
I see the bio.
If you actually click on the name inside your like NPC list, it should be able to pop open, and then the second one's a character sheet tab. Can you see that?
I only have the bio info tab.
Gotcha.
Click on the name for an all song. But I got like a.
Let's see. You're not an NPC, you are a character. Your hit point is 1.
Yeah.
As a hawk.
I have now seen it.
Okay, you take 6 points of damage, and you untransform. About
There's just a dragonborn fall.
160 feet in the air. The other one tries to bite you as you're growing, or yeah, the other one tries to like bite onto you as you're growing bigger, but doesn't quite manage it. And you are now regular and all, falling from the sky about 160 feet up.
Okay. Well, to be honest, this is very triggering. Okay, so I know what I want to do, but I don't know if it all could. I feel like he's not really. He's not thinking straight. Like,
Yeah, I'd imagine you'd be a little panicked at the moment. So meanwhile, Sybil, you are running through the crowd and you're starting to notice people are recognizing you. Doll, you have just shrugged off and casted a bonfire. Lucius, what are you doing?
I'd like to message Quinten and say, this is a jailbreak, and then I'm gonna cast Morph on him.
Okay. Turning him into...
A dragon.
Can't do
A
that.
dinosaur.
Uh,
I want to do like a spider.
He's gonna get squished. That's very small.
turtle. It's a turtle. I'm telling you. I forgot to put this in the chat. Best portable animal. Is a turtle.
Are turtles fast?
You don't need to
We're gonna
carry
pick
the
him up.
turtle. You don't. Yeah, you're gonna let him walk on like a turtle.
A
At
rat.
least he won't get crushed.
Okay. He turns into a rat.
Oh my god.
He is
can
now
Dell
a
see what
rat. He
happened?
sends a message back, because I think he's allowed to do that, and says, I'm not leaving without my compatriots.
Nah. Leave him.
Done my part. And I'm just gonna book it towards the going to use my 30 feet of movement and go here.
Okay. As you run that way, you see like this guy bump into this guard and start to distract him, and he starts to pull out his sword. The executioner's kind of like slid forward as well. A few more guards kind of come out and like coming around this corner, but as they do, you see a couple of people show up and start to engage these guards and start to mess with them. It looks like the Coldfire Heart is showing up to help rescue some of them. However, Quinten the rat currently is kind of like panicking. He like runs over this way a little bit. And
Can I
is, like,
dimension
looking
door to
around.
him? Did I see any of that happen?
You can try a perception check.
Okay, I can do that. Because I feel like I would have been
still-
looking that way anyway, and like Doll knows the plan. Where's the option? 18.
18. I'd say between you casting the bonfire, people like starting to shout, you hear Sybil and also your name. It's Doll and Sybil. Like people are starting to recognize you. And you look over at the wizard and he's just smiling. And he actually starts to back up and disappear into the crowd.
That's fine. I'd like to dimension door to where I think Quinten is, like as close as I can.
Okay, I'll say you can do that.
Okay.
I won't say that you know that he's a rat, though.
Okay.
So I'll say you teleport to about here. Because you know that's about where he was.
Okay. Can I message Lucius right when I get there?
You can start to, but meanwhile, a null's falling through the air. You feel like the air start to hit your back. You probably don't have a ton of time. What are you going to do?
One more wild.
Going. How long do I have, do you think? Second.
Not really being familiar with the... You probably have at least one round of combat before you need to worry about hitting the ground.
Alright. Then I am...
You'd be cutting it close, but...
Can I?
Okay,
hop on
fine. I'm going to transform or wild shape.
Okay, Sybil's raising her hand. Sybil, what are you trying to do?
After I hear the first person say that, oh, it's Sybil, I'm like, fuck, the jig is up. So I stop trying to incite the crowd, and I'm like, oh, hey, but I'm still running around.
Okay.
Like, what about this execution? It's not going on. Can I perceive a null? Can I see if I can look for a null? I don't know. I mean,
I'm pretty big.
You're a bit
Yeah.
distracted. You're not really looking up.
Sure.
I'd say go ahead and give me a perception check.
okay. My passive I mean, obviously, I agree with you. Dirty 20.
Okay, I'd say that you start looking around, and you heard some screeching, not used to like the cawing. It was definitely sounded more panic, more like, and you look up and you see all of a sudden these two small dragons kind of latching on to this hawk just as it kind of untransforms and begins to fall. But as you do, you feel like a cold sensation reaching around you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. In my head, if I make this wisdom saving throw, I'm folding it to underneath the null.
Okay.
I have enough movement for it. We're gonna really. Oh fuck no!
You have
I
inspiration.
tried. I didn't get inspiration.
Okay.
You didn't?
No, he was only able to give it to you.
Oh, okay.
So you actually
yeah, no.
feel the paralysis kind of take hold of you, and you're like looking up almost like mid kind of jog, and you just can't feel yourself, just all of the muscles in your body seizing up. Lucius, as you're falling, you decide to wild shape. What are you going to wild shape into?
I know, but
Oh, no, sorry.
I'm going to use my newly found abilities to wild shape into a air element.
Ooh.
Okay, so your form, as you're falling, you actually feel the air hitting you, and it actually feels like the air is like coming up inside of you and like taking up all of the aspects of your body. And you start to look and you see that you become like slightly translucent, and your hand becomes far more wispy as your kind of momentum begins to slow and stop, and you are now an air elemental in the air. Let's
Wow.
see.
That's pretty sweet.
Let's go with... This isn't exactly what you look like, but we'll say that that's you. This is now air elemental.
That is the air elemental from Hearthstone.
Oh, yeah, is it?
Yes.
So you are now a swirling body of air. What would you like to do?
Yeah. I am going to bolt it for the tamer in the back.
Okay.
save me.
In the meantime, as you kind of bolt towards the tamer, you actually look and she is not there anymore. And you start looking around, and you don't see her. But in the meantime, the two pseudo dragons move on to Jesse. And they both take bites out of her, and the first one misses, and you see it start to peck at it, but the other one catches her right in the throat, and she just disappears.
Sad.
Well, I
It's okay.
give a nice little salute to Jesse, and
So you've flown down, and you're kind of like probably like 40 feet above the ground, but you're just looking around, and you don't see anything.
do I see? I know where everyone is, though. I saw them initially, or am I kind of really?
You would have to kind of regather your bearings. People have been moving this whole time. Somebody teleported, so you have the idea of where they were.
Okay, I'm gonna go toward where I saw Quinten.
Okay. So you start to make your way over the stage. You can probably get to about there after all is said and done. Meanwhile, Doll, you have just appeared here, but you do hear from behind you the crowd start to shout and say, "The Coldfire Heart's here! They're making a rescue!" And then somebody else calls out, "But the heroes are here too!" And you hear confusion in the crowd.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Don't need a hero. Okay, so I will message, Lucius can probably hear me, and I just go, "What animal?" and start looking around.
All right,
And-
Lucius, how are you responding?
I'm gonna say rat, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna go immediately here, say the password, and I'm gonna cast greater invisibility on myself.
Okay. That's a lot of
Doll's not-
actions. I don't think you can quite turn yourself invisible, but as you call out, you see that the piece of paper that you're holding, it just kind of flames up and disappears. And as it does, you see the cellar doors open up, and behind you, and on the other end of this kind of alleyway, two kind of spheres of shadow appear. You realize that part of using this has cast shadow on the two ends of this alleyway, or rather darkness.
Oh, it was a spell. Huh.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
But the entrance to the cellar is now open, and you're getting ready to cast greater invisibility, but you can't yet.
There's darkness like
can-
behind the cellar doors, or like
So
off
there's
in
some
this-
like here,
Oh, perfect.
and then there's some at the other end of the alley,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like Doll to pick up Quinten.
Okay, give me a quick perception check.
Okay. Can do that. Ooh, natural one. Can I use my inspiration to bump that up, or is it
Not against a natural one.
cool?
So
Okay.
you're looking
Yeah.
around in the panic, and you see the Coldfire Heart has actually gained an advantage. Some of the guards on the other side over here have kind of like moved into the crowd to try and calm them down. But meanwhile, these two are making their way over here. But it seems that the Coldfire Heart has a bit of an advantage as they're all starting to scatter and kind of run some different directions. Some are kind of running to help. They are tied up, but they're able to kind of like shoulder bash people. And they're all kind of just trying to run away. You see, kind of looking around, you don't see a rat, but he's actually kind of stuck, kind of split here as he's kind of trying to run away. Meanwhile, Sybil,
Hi.
you can't move. You are looking up. What are you going to do?
I don't know. What can I do? Can I make a save? Like what?
You can make another save at the end of your turn.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing I can. Because I can't use the Stone of Fire Speech because Anal's an elemental now, and also I don't think I can do it while I'm petrified, right?
Not while you can't move. It's in your
Yeah.
pocket.
And yeah, I don't think I have any real options besides waiting until the end of my turn to, because nobody, as long as like nobody checked on me, there's like nothing else I can do.
Okay. So go ahead and make your wisdom saving throw.
Oh wait, this one. How?
You are still stuck, and you actually see these two guards making their way into the crowd, and they're making their way towards you.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Anal, you are flying over the stage. You get to about... Where do you want to go?
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick perception check.
Okay.
See if I have... Oh. Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay. Despite the large number of people, it is
Oh, yeah.
easy to see the two guards kind of pushing their way through the crowd, and you kind of see that their goal is towards somebody who is stock still, almost stuck in a running man pose, is Sybil. And you see a look of panic in her eyes, although not on her face. It's more of a look of concern. And she's kind of looking up to where, into the sky where you were. What are you going to do?
I mean, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go to these. I'm just gonna go and occupy the space of these guards, so I can move 90 in my turn. So I'm gonna go like right here,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna attack them.
All right.
So my ability is Whirlwind.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna go.
so each character in the elemental space must make a DC 13 saving throw, and then on fail, a couple D8s.
So anybody in the same space as you?
Is it space or let me see? Yeah, I guess it is space.
A radius.
Do I only? No, it's only space. So I have to be on top of.
Okay.
one of the
So
two.
pick the right or the left one that you want to be on top of.
I'll do the right.
Okay. So he needs to make a what kind of saving throw?
Strength.
Strength. Okay.
Yeah. Versus
He gets a 19.
he passes. So I think it's just half.
Okay.
So half a 3d8.
Okay.
Damn,
So he takes about
that's
What
rough.
are our rolls
5
today?
points of damage.
Fuck. Alright, you know. Good.
All right. In the meantime, Doll, I will let you take one more perception check to see if you can find
Okay.
him before he's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can't believe he just
23.
squeaks away.
23.
Green
Okay, you
parrot.
just barely see running next to this crazy man's feet a small black rat.
I'm gonna fucking snatch that rat.
Okay, so you run over and you pick him up, and he tries to bite you, but you like kind of grab him in such a way you're kind of manhandling him or rat handling him, and he's squeaking incessantly, trying to scrabble at your hands. He's scratching up parts of your hands, but you do have a hold of him.
Okay, I'd like to, if I can, make my way. I'm gonna assume that they'll probably assume that darkness is cast by something sneaky, so they're gonna run towards it.
Okay, so you can probably get like 2 steps this way.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right. In the meanwhile, Sybil, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, and Lucius, I'll say you cast greater invisibility on yourself.
I jump in the hatch.
Okay.
Okay. You see that there is a lever at the bottom of the stairs, which you can only assume closes the hatch.
Okay. Then I will leave the lever and just start running.
Okay. It's like a minor warehouse. There's some like kegs, like large kind of like person-sized kegs of alcohol in the back. And there's some boxes. You kind of get a lay of the land, but otherwise looks pretty neutral down there. Definitely smells musky and dusty and stuff like that. Sybil, what'd you get?
I got a 22.
All right, so you are able to take a deep breath and calm your mind, and you feel that you're able to just barely touch your fingers together, and as you do, you feel just a little bit of electricity kind of go up your whole body as you kind of ground yourself in your mental awareness. And then you kind of think to yourself, I feel like I need to be able to get out of that better. And you look around and you see that there's an air elemental kind of like berating this guard. He seems distracted, and there's another one kind of looking over mid drawing out his sword.
I kind of want to do a barrel roll,
Okay.
find my footing, and then try and sweep him out from under his knees.
Okay. You thinking
Do a
like a
kick.
somersault rather than a barrel roll? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you somersault kind of towards him, and you kind of do a sliding kick. And as he's kind of like off balance, kind of pulling out, go ahead and make an attack roll against him.
Copy.
I'll give you
Ooh.
advantage.
Um.
He's distracted.
Wow. How do I not remember how to do this? What is my?
What is even attacking, guys?
What is even? I'll just do. I'll just click this and see if it works.
Okay.
That-
That was an attack roll for damage.
Oh
You can do
wait.
the old-fashioned way, just roll a d20 and add.
Yeah. Let's just do that.
Or wait, no,
Actually,
that
no,
was-
that's, yeah, it's the
Yeah, that
damage
was
is in the
the
lower
thing.
right-hand corner.
Oh, okay. Then 18, I guess.
All right, you hit, and he kind of flips out from under himself and falls onto the ground. Seems like he's taking a good bit of damage, and he's kind of all armored up, so he's kind of like struggling because he was mid-sword up, and people are like backing away to
Can
kind
I
of
do
get
a
away from
perception
this fight.
At the end.
Perception check?
Yeah.
Sure.
Get my bearings back together because I can see it all right in front of me, and then.
Well, you see an air elemental in front of you that is attacking the guards, which has you slightly confused.
There.
The revenge of the whirling dervish.
You have no idea that that's a null. You are just like looking around, confused. But
Can I possibly feel the dice in my pocket?
you feel it, but it's not doing anything.
Even on my fail?
But you didn't fail, did you?
She got a
Yeah.
nat 1.
Oh,
Got that one in my perception.
okay.
I just
Then
have
yeah,
really good perception.
yeah.
Let's try this bitch again.
Hello.
Did you
I don't-
roll the d6 to even see if you could do it?
Oh my god, Helen, what is
Serves you right.
No,
I'll
you're-
say that the information that you have gained is that that is most likely a null attacking the guard in front of you.
Let's go.
All right. Sybil just shouts out, "Let's go!" and starts like booking it.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
Right, whirlwind.
Yeah, whirlwind right behind me or in front of me. Clear the path.
Doll, you start running towards kind of this shadowy area,
Yep.
and go ahead and give me a survival check.
Sure. Don't need it for magic. 8. I'm gonna
8?
use my inspiration.
Okay.
Add a d10, right?
Oh,
Yep.
Okay. Let me just grab that. 5. So that bumps it 8, 9, 10.
Okay, so you're running,
13.
and you're pretty sure you kind of knew the general aspect of this, but you feel yourself clip this corner with your shoulder kind of painfully. As that happens, you start to lose your grip on the rat. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
you can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
23.
23. All right. Although you feel the painful 1 point of damage as rat's teeth sink into your hand, you are able to maintain your hands on the rat.
Okay.
And you make your way through the darkness and run into the open cellar that you see.
Okay. And then can I message Sybil and just update?
What do you want to say?
You
That's
are
all I say. Update.
too far away,
Too far away? Is she out of 120?
probably, at the point that you're like in the cellar and like at a
Oh,
lower...
okay.
You're on a
also
lower
I mean,
plane.
Know
It's
where.
she's
Because it's
80.
only, like,
Yeah, she's
150.
80, and this is like
I feel like we
120.
could ride on
80, but
head.
you've like
But
you're down and
I'm
in
in
it
it.
now.
Okay,
And also
that's fine.
as you go down the steps, that increases distance too at the
Okay.
diagonal. So
Yeah.
the hypotenuse of the triangle is longer
got that
than the line. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I
So
never
is that
took
like
geometry.
do they attempt that, or do they understand that that's too far?
You have to you attempted it,
Okay.
but you have to imagine either A, you weren't pointing in exactly the right direction, B, it is too far, or C, other bad.
And I can't cast another spell on my turn, right?
Not unless it's a bonus action spell.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
You run in, but you don't see Lucius.
Okay, then I guess they wouldn't realize he was there because that wasn't part of the plan, and I had no more action. So
Okay, you're just in the cellar
Yeah, I had
looking
no more
around,
action.
confused and
Yeah.
alone, only with a ratified Quinten in your hands.
I'm just gonna be like, don't mess this up.
Meanwhile, Lucius, what are you gonna do?
Is there like a direct path? I'm a little confused. Like, do we need a guide? Is there a Sherpa, or is there just like a path to the sewer?
You look around. There's not even stairs to get out of it. There are just crates and bags, and the sacks of look like old moldy potatoes, and those large kind of kegs in the back of the room. There's not even a stairwell or ladder to get out of this cellar.
So
Christmas
either
lights.
I guess I will say this aloud. This is either a trap or we need to close the cellar door.
You hear a disembodied voice of Lucius kind of say that out loud, Doll. Meanwhile, Sybil and Anal, what are you doing? You are on mute.
Sorry. I feel like too many eyes are on me. So I think I want to move. I think I would like to start moving towards this grate up here. And then maybe try and get myself to hide in the buildings for a little while, but I know it's gonna be a rough run.
Okay, so you hear from the different directions of like the main roads that lead into the square, you hear yells and people like screaming and asking for guards. And meanwhile, Anal, what are you gonna do as you see Sybil start to like kind of look around, deciding on the direction she wants to run?
I did my perception earlier, so I know where Doll was, at least, right?
You knew where she was heading, which was over by Quinten, yeah.
Okay. I know about Ridges, right? I know the location of Ridges' hideout.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys had like a little hand-drawn map.
Yeah, I think I mean, I would imagine that I could pick someone up in my current if I flew through or with them, kind of, if I like grabbed them.
That is a good question.
I feel like that might be conspicuous.
Oh, at this point, I'm not going for,
But remember, if we were like, if things go bad, which I think Sybil definitely thinks they're going bad.
Mm-hmm.
Sib just wants to get into the underground.
Right.
If you do, it's definitely gonna slow you down. It's gonna have your movement probably. I'd say it's probably possible. But Sybil can also move pretty quick on her own. You could like push her / indicate which direction you want to go.
Yeah, so I think
like,
I'm going
pull her along.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of head toward. I'm gonna head toward wherever she's headed. I think I see her moving north, so
She's like looking north, but
okay.
if you wanted to head towards the cellar, you could also like kind of like grab her hand and pull her the direction you wanted to go.
Yeah, I still want to go to the cellar, so I think I am going to like kind of flow through her, but also just go straight to the cellar.
And what's your movement? 90?
90.
And if you dash, you could go 180.
Yeah.
Which you could even do that if you're like kind of staying on the ground and like football tackling people out of the way.
Okay.
Sybil, you start to kind of run to try and keep up, but you can't quite keep up unless...
I think that's 120. I mean, obviously, I still can't keep up, but...
What's your movement?
60.
60 movement? Jesus. Okay, yeah, then you can probably make that. So you guys just start running like the wind, if you will, and you guys are just booking it to the cellar. The ethereal hand kind of grabbing on. And as you run over there, you kind of go down into the cellar. And as soon as you do, it's pretty kind of dark down there, but as you get in, you see the darkness start to kind of disappear on the end of the alleyway. Something gets pulled. You hear a click, and the doors like close. And as you do, and the lights become dark, you actually see like glowing blue lights leading towards the back of the room, kind of like embedded into the floor.
Doll's holding this rat and like, okay, we're good, success, totally, and then follows those
It's
blue
a
lights.
large whirlwind kind of just stirring up the dust in the basement.
I told you so into the wind.
Did we get Quinten?
And I hold up the rat. I'd also like
a
to...
struggling black rat who's like, you actually see a little bit of blood dripping off of Doll's hands.
I'd also like to cast dispel magic, and I get to choose what magical effect of this, so I'm
Dispel?
going to dispel magic. Yeah, I'm going to choose if he's got or tried to focus on like any tracking magic on him at all.
Okay. You look on, and there is a magical trace placed on him.
Okay, I want to dispel that.
Okay. So you go ahead and spend a minute concentrating and kind of whispering over the rat, and you kind of see or feel just like whatever invisible tether was there break.
Okay. All right, and I will head towards those blue lights and
Okay.
try to indicate for everyone.
All right. So a large whirlwind, a doll, and Sybil are walking over. Lucius nowhere to be seen. But as you get close to the back, it actually leads up to the leftmost large kind of barrel. And as you kind of walk up to it, you see like the spigot turn and it opens up. And you can actually walk into this large barrel. And as you do, you recognize that it's completely empty. And the barrel closes behind you, and another blue light kind of inlaid in the ceiling kind of glows up. And you see a kind of bucket kind of just sitting there on the wall.
Boop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it going to be all of us or just Quinten?
All of you.
Okay, I'll drop 100 gold.
Okay. So Sybil and
Anybody else?
Doll have paid.
Yep.
Simple.
Okay.
Do we have?
I'll pay too.
Okay, you just see
Yeah.
gold appear out of nowhere.
Oh, and I'll dump the extra 100 for Quinten as well.
And as you dump in the last 100 gold for Quinten, the bucket kind of like swings back, and just like a trap door kind of closes over it, and another door opens, and it's stairs leading downwards. So you guys go in and you close it, and you begin walking down these stairs, again lit up with these kind of blue inlaid lights. And you're walking for about a good 20 minutes, and you eventually reach a stairwell going up, which takes you about 10 minutes to get up. And then you feel like another lever that you pull on the side of the room, and and you hear the sound of running water as you push the door open, and it is a passageway into the sewers.
Yes, as we're walking, it's like, so I would call that a total and complete success.
Yeah.
So we did it. Let's get this rat.
There's a lot of noise in
This
this.
is good.
I can hold him if you want.
You kind
I'm
of
fine.
you kind of look around and realize you don't know which way to go, and you're kind of like discussing what should happen, and then you see a light kind of bobbing in the distance, and a singular hand just kind of comes up with a candle and kind of like, come on, and starts leading you down one of the passageways.
Very spirited way.
Mm-hmm. And as you guys spend another about hour making your way towards the Rook's Respite, you get there, and the hand kind of places the candle and puts its hand against it, and the opening appears. You guys go in, and then the door closes, and it's relatively vacant in there, but Minolin's kind of sitting at one of the tables and stands up and goes, "You're all idiots. Successful, lucky, but idiots." And he kind of pulls out a mechanical pocket watch and looks and says, "Well, I hope you have time to grab your things, because we have to leave soon."
Okay. I'm gonna hand the rat off to. I guess I'll just hold it, grab my shit, and then try to go back to Minoline.
Okay.
Yeah. Grab our shit right quick.
don't have anything.
Hopefully before everyone is there, just want to like lean to him. So I'm not gonna ask you if you're disappointed in me, because I'm pretty sure I already know the answer. But I is now a good time to talk, or we
I literally told you we only have moments before we need to leave. I
Yeah,
get
no,
it.
you're totally right. You're totally right.
You run your mouth sometimes, but
I just
you have to be
I didn't.
careful what you say to people, especially the people you care most about.
I know. I didn't mean it like that when I said it felt nice. I meant that it felt familiar, because I don't, Minoline, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but I don't know what the fuck I am doing. One moment I am marking a bunch of weirdos for a job, and then the next moment I am playing hero with the weirdos, and I care about the weirdos, which is the worst thing you can do when you were originally running a scam, and I don't want it to sound like I'm taking everything you taught me for granted, but I don't have a plan anymore. I don't have a plan. And I'm sorry.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, I get that you're stressed, but words have power, and you should know that.
I know.
And despite us being good friends, you can still royally piss me off. And you're going to have to be careful on who you royally piss off.
I know.
What you just did, I don't know if anybody recognized you, but you realize that you just gave them the golden opportunity to take you from heroes to public enemy number one. So, you think on that, and we can talk more when we get out of the city. But for now, also be wary of pissing off the royals, but more specifically, pissing off your friends. Now let's go. And everybody kind of collects up, and Ramea says, come back again soon. And as you guys begin to leave, the door shuts behind you. But as you do, you recognize that something's wrong. You hear footsteps coming down stairs, and the shouting of guards. And Minolin looks around and says, were you followed?
I didn't think so. We shut the door. We did
You got rid of the.
we did everything we were supposed to with Rich.
And you hear somebody kind of yell far off. It's kind of hard to hear over the din of the waterfall that's close by, but you hear, they're over this way! Says, we don't have much time, let's go. And he takes you and runs you out of one of the side passageways. And as you all begin to run, you make it for about a minute and you seem to think you're okay, but you hear footsteps. And he says, keep running down this passageway and take the next right. And he turns around and he puts up his hands, and you see what appears to be a stone wall appear as he turns around and continues to run.
Away from us?
No, with you.
Okay.
As he keeps running, you kind of come up, you take that first right, and you see him kind of slide on the ground as he almost loses his footing and keeps running. You hear the guards from way behind you shout, this doesn't make any sense. This isn't in the blueprints. And you can't hear much else other than that, and he keeps running and he catches up behind you. And about 2 minutes later, he says, as you kind of settle in a fork, he looks around and says, one of you has a trace. It's not me.
It's not
I
Quinn.
can't check. One of you has to look.
I'll do Eldritch Sight.
Okay, so as your Eldritch Sight kind of goes around, the rest of it, already being dark, almost turns into pitch blackness. And as you look from Sybil to yourself, to Quinten the rat, to Lucius, they're all blank. But then as you look to Anal, you see a faint outline around him, but he's still in his form.
In his wild shape?
And yeah, he's in his air elemental form.
And I'll change back right now. You're the trace.
And I kind of come out of it, but very confused as to why it'd be me. And
Okay, you drop it,
sure.
and you can now see there is almost like a red string kind of attached at his ankle, and you recognize it as a hunter's mark.
Oh my god.
I don't have any
no.
spells left. I want to just...
Minolin
Is
kind of
there-
looks and he says, I only have 3.
Huh.
All right. And
How
he
did that
kind of
get
crouches down and he grabs your ankle and he makes like a ripping action. And as he does, you see Dispel Magic kind of pull away the red string and you drop the view so you can see normally again. It says, you can actually hear footsteps kind of coming down the hallway. And he says, there's only one way this is going to work. Listen, this is going to lead to a dead end, but you actually have to get into the water and swim underneath a grate. It's not going to be fun, but it's the only other way out. And he claps his hands together, and he kind of twists them and pulls them out. And as he does, he reaches into his pouch, and he pulls out 4 simulacrum, and he throws them onto the ground. And as he does, you see a Null, a Lucius, a Doll, and a Sybil appear. And you just have this weird sensation of looking at yourselves and says, we're going to go this way. And you actually see they have a relative physical form. They make footstep sound. It says, you need to go now. As soon as you get there, there will be a passageway. Get to the fishery on the other side, hold tight for a day, and then make your way out at nightfall. We don't have much other time to explain, but I have a small amount of provisions for you there. Now go.
Minnow, I'll just grab his arm and his shoulder and just...
He hugs you, and he grabs your cheeks and says, may our goddess be with you. And he kisses your forehead, turns you around, pushes, and says, now go! And he runs. You actually hear the footsteps of your simulacrum run away with him.
Just to be clear, this isn't
Let's go.
That's okay.
Let's go. We run.
All right, so as you guys begin to run as quickly and silently as you can, yes, you are.
Nice. Okay.
You kind of reach this dead end that Minolin was talking about, and you just see it doesn't look like there's any other way out, but there is the sewage water in the middle.
Okay. Do we have like an airtight glass container to put Quinten in, or anything like that, or like a box?
Hold your breath, Quinten.
Throw him in the bag of holding.
A person is going to die in the bag of holding.
Yeah, no.
Equivalent to holding your breath.
I guess it would be.
Is
Is
it?
it sort of
He wouldn't like
equivalent
rip
to
apart?
holding your breath? Okay.
Slam dunk that guy in the
Hold
bag
your
of
breath.
holding.
I go.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
And it is an unpleasant experience, but as you swim down, you find that there have been like sawed away rungs. And you can actually slip through. And as you do, you're kind of going through. Lucius, as you're trying to kind of slide through, one of the rungs cuts your leg. And you kind of let out a bubble of air, but you kind of keep swimming and climb up. And as you come up, there is this just long, like kind of split of a passageway cave leading one way, which is where the water is dumping out, and stairs kind of leading down on the other. You guys begin to run down the steps, and as you do, that's where we're going to end for this evening.
So is that like a...
prestidigitate all the sewage off of me.
Sounds good.
Yeah, same.
You prestidigitate everybody's sewage off of them and pull the rat out of the not breathable bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he good? Or how's this rat faring?
Seems a little peaked around the whiskers, but otherwise fine.
Whew.
And again, not my fault.
How did
It was
From
probably
the-
when I got
the
fucking
dragon.
attacked by those pseudo dragons.
My healing
from the
word,
food
my little leg cut to staunch the blood.
Sounds good.
I'll put some.
Ooh.
Can I put some like salve on it so it doesn't get infected?
You can do that when you get to the fishery.
Cool.
Oh
Thank you.
boy.
Fuck.
Awesome.
So
Relatively
was-
successful.
I feel like that was probably as best as it was gonna go.
I can agree.
Yeah, I mean, like, our second step didn't work. You know, after the bridge kind of fell, that was sort of it. But we made it out, for sure.
Yeah.
It was okay.
It was. I feel like I might have been really. I know Doll was recognized, but I know I was recognized.
Yeah, who was recognized? Just me and Sybil.
I think Anal kind of was too.
Probably and all.
I went
Well,
to
he was
an
a
air
wild
elemental
ship.
before. Yeah, I dropped to the ground.
Yeah.
The importance that the crowd saw you.
Um,
So, doll.
but they don't really
Sybil.
have much evidence, like hard
Who attacked
evidence.
the guard?
Yeah, I don't think they'll need evidence
kicked the
when
guard?
they just say, like, yeah, they were there. The Goldfire were there. Prisoner escaped. We didn't help.
Which is, I'm just gonna have you give me some acting lessons so I can be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there.
Oh boy. I mean, they're gonna start a
Yeah.
smear campaign
Could
against
make
us
people actually
anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my
We
god.
might need to do some. I don't know what we're gonna do.
We'll be
My
okay.
monster's gonna hate me. They're not actually gonna hate me. They don't really like the crown, but diplomacy. Oof. Oof.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't polymorph only last an hour? Or were you recasting? 8? Shit, okay.
Depending on your.
That's impressive.
Okay.
Seems they had some magical scouts.
Oh
looking
no,
out
sorry,
for
up
you
to
in
an
the
hour.
crowd.
You're right, up to an hour.
Yeah.
So is he like a
yeah,
man now?
Who would have thought they had
I guess we'll figure
magic
it out.
users as guards? Yeah.
Because they want
Maybe.
they want us to be enemies now. But I don't think one account like this is enough for our reputations to be fully destroyed.
I mean, they have evidence of us causing a ruckus, and they're probably already planning a smear campaign against us.
Like
Yeah,
they
Probably
could
just
do
essentially
further.
free
campaign, but
prisoners.
only
Like, we
Yeah,
just
we-
free traitors.
like
essentially.
30 people were there. I don't know.
I mean, because
100
they saw Sybil protest against it, which is already like a weird.
Literally yelling about
Thing.
the queen.
All she said was, "Hey, what's going on?" After the thing fell.
I think you said, "Hey, what's going on with this execution?"
Yeah, like what's going
And
on?
then-
But how did you say it? Were you like, hey, what's going on? Or did you like...
It sounded like she was
God,
Yeah.
with protesting.
What's going on?
I guess people, I mean, Bonfire has somatic requirements, so I guess people, if they were looking at Doll, would have seen them cast something.
And they know we know Quinten. This is still a trap.
Do they?
you know, at the end
I
of
don't
the
think
day.
they
yeah,
do.
it was still a trap, but nobody. Oh yeah, the royals definitely know.
Yeah, for
But and like obviously
Do
Duke
they?
Woodsoul. Yeah, because I was talking to Duke Woodsoul, and then we were like, "But Duke Woodsoul's probably not necessarily the guy we should be trusting right now."
And then we went
Does-
there.
do they know that
and
we
then
know?
Quinten's missing. And
So
we
they
were there.
do know that we're friends with Quinten, because I don't remember us talking about him.
Yeah,
No,
they know
we didn't
about.
talk about him, but Duke Woodsoul knows, and Duke Woodsoul's like this with the crown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, we knew we were blind, though. You know, that was
Yeah.
expected to
I
be.
mean, I feel like we probably did. Like, I know we prepared a lot, but Yeah, there wasn't much we could really do. It
Yeah.
did kind of go as well as could be hoped.
Because we're probably already. I feel like they were trying to set us up anyway,
Of course.
and we did give them more evidence against us, and now we're public figures.
Rejected their
But the thing
awards.
is-
We messed up their execution.
But the public doesn't know any of that.
Yeah, but that doesn't like.
all they gotta do is say it. They're the
Yeah,
royals.
exactly. As soon as they
also,
say
like,
it.
Still,
There's
They
there was a
can't just-
crowd.
but again, like I feel like we're discounting the will of the people versus like the government.
Sure, but like
The
the
people
will
can
of
be
people
like,
aren't gonna
oh,
kill
these
us.
guys are the heroes. Like, why is the crown going against them so quickly? It's a very
just-
tight timeline.
Yeah.
I feel
It'll
like
take
we
a
can-
while, I think, but I'm sure there's going to be snitches in every town.
I wouldn't say a while. I think they will be sending people post haste for us.
Yeah, but it takes a while to get across Darendelle.
Great, but like they're leaving the
Teleportation.
same time as us, as in like we're being chased currently. I don't think they're gonna be like, all right, let's stop for a couple days, let them get free.
I mean, yeah, we're definitely wanted, but like at the same time,
We'll figure it out.
Bill burned all
Yeah.
3 of his spell slots for us.
Hmm?
The guy. Bill burned all 3 of his spell slots to
Yeah.
save us.
Yeah. Oh, he's probably
No,
dead. I didn't want to say it, but he's probably
Capable. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. I hope.
we
Very
we traded a.
I mean, we
Quinten
have a
for
way to
Quinten, you know?
we have a way to contact him.
If he doesn't get caught.
Yeah.
fuck.
Rescue mission part 2.
That one I want to be a part of. Sorry, man.
You liked Minnow.
Yeah, I did,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And he was smart enough to say we probably shouldn't have done this. For some reason, we did it. Poor Minnow, man.
Yeah, poor Minnow, honestly. Boy.
Well, hey, got the
So we're
rat.
called off for the next 3 weeks? Or are we moving a day, or...
I think we might just have to play it by ear, I guess, depending on how Helen's doing. I don't know if we can do a random weeknight. I know that might be difficult for Helen. We could also do a mini session, just an hour.
Yeah.
Just to keep us
I mean-
sated.
Yeah.
Next weekend, I could probably do a mini session, but unfortunately, the 2 weekends of the 18th and the 26th are just I can't do it.
It's fine.
Yeah, 26 of Ireland.
Oh, well, that works out.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, we'll just keep in contact. What time do you think next week would be workable, Helen?
Honestly, I could probably do another Sunday thing. I just it's the weekend before we shoot, so I have a lot of shit to get done.
Gotcha. Okay, well maybe we
But
could do a 2
hour
to 3 hour session or something shorter. Okay. And then we'll go from there.
You do Saturday.
I think I'm free Saturday.
I'm probably going to be on a tech scout on Saturday. That's the day we usually get to go.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
All good.
So, I mean,
Because next Sunday is Valentine's Day.